my butter in the whipped cream stage, which is on 2. If you were doing whipped cream, this would be way too far. But it stays in this stage for quite some time before it breaks and separates. Where I have my setting, it's actually just a smidge past 4. 6 is a little too high. It might take a little longer at that level. At this point, I might be able to move it upwards. So now you can see how that whipped cream has deflated. The butter and buttermilk still have not separated, but here we go. It's beginning to liquefy, and it's gonna eat. It makes it look like I would need to scrape it down, but you don't. You just keep letting it run. The liquid runs upward, and then it brings it down. It has not quite been 15 minutes yet. I did let the heavy whipped cream sit out for, I believe it was 40 minutes at room temperature. If you do it straight cold, it's going to take even longer for this process. You gotta have patience and don't be scared, and you have to trust the process. Okay, it pretty much is separated. It is going up and grabbing the rest of that whipped cream. I might have had the whip on too high where it splashed it higher, which makes it a little more difficult. I'm getting ready to turn this off. Get. Okay, look at that butter separated from the buttermilk. So now I'm gonna just take this off and set it out on this paper towel, and then I'm gonna go back in and get the butter from there and skim it like with a sifter. It's stuck in the remaining butter. There's the other butter that was still over there, and that is the buttermilk that we now pour into mason jar glass, standing by and ready to put in the fridge. And that lasts a good week until you make your next butter. You can use it in different things, pancakes, etc. Now by hand, just put in nice water, and that's a rinse. And then you're going to squeeze that out, holding the camera in one hand. Just make sure you rinse it good. I had not gotten it. I still haven't got myself a cheesecloth yet. So this is where you can shape your bread. This is where you salt it, and it really doesn't take much of the flake salt at all. And mix it in. And then you can shape it into a block or sticks, or put it in your butter crock. But there will be leftover butter if you put it in your butter crock. It's not going to hold all this. The typical sizes will not. Another thing your bench knife comes in handy for. Oh, there's some salt down there. Okay. So that really didn't take long to include the heavy whipping cream coming to room temperature. Exact hour from very start to finish. Okay, so I'm gonna There's probably going to be about that much left over after I put it in my butter crock. Let's see if I was right. I stuck water in the freezer to get it really cold for ice water for after we put this in the crock. Let's see. It's gonna be able to take a little bit more. I think that the salt in there is what makes it look a little watery to some degree, so that's just about full. So the remaining butter, this stays at room temperature in the crock. And then I pour the water in here. Some of these crocks have a line. This one does not, because I went for the fancier, prettier looking one. But I do an estimate with my finger to the line of my finger. So I'm just going to put the rest of that in there. And it seals it and preserves it. And there is your butter in your butter crock. This can go in maybe this container and be refrigerated homemade butter. You might say, why go through all of this? Well, you already are doing a lot of efforts with delicious rewards on all your bread, homemade bread. The grandchildren love the homemade tortillas, and now they're spoiled once they had it with the homemade butter. So they are coming today, and they get both. Give it a try. It's always rewarding when you make something handmade.